Hey, what's good, Knuckles family? Welcome back to Knuckles Family and Friend podcast with our WandaVision recap. And I have the same crew last week. Thank God, 'cause I was a little bit nervous. I'm like, yo, we better get the same crew right here, or I'm like gonna be pissed. Not gonna be pissed, but y'all know I am. But I got my man Anthony, the artist, right here, and my lovely friend Rachel, the cosplayer. And we're about to like jump into this episode right now because Rachel texted me back said, "Yo." I'm like, it got her. Because before she was all like, "Oh, chill." But then she's like, "Yo." So I think maybe this episode took her by surprise. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like I'm slightly Sherlock Holmes though.
What makes you say that?
I crack a little bit out of the code.
You think so? A little bit, not fully, but a little bit.
A little bit between Vision and between Wanda, like her reasonings.
Yeah,
I feel like I cracked it a little bit.
yeah. So, did you guys want to like go step by step or just like talk it up so overall? Because it's a lot to like get into right now. Because I took notes, but like there's just like I kind of want to like, dive into like different parts of it though.
Yeah, I think probably going to, just basically like the spots where that were most important to you or that stood out.
I mean, I think we might have some different like takes on what was important and stuff like that. So, it's good if we just go around the room and we talk about like the important parts. I feel as though a lot of us will probably have the same stuff, honestly, because there were some big obvious things that happened in the episode that like everybody has to talk about. So I'm gonna put somebody on the spot right now, and since Rachel was like, "Yo," I'm gonna have Rachel stop and be like, "Yeah, what was her like favorite parts of this episode? What were like the key parts? That were like, oh shit to like about hit the fan?" Because I'm pretty sure a lot of us have the same ideas of what we want to talk about.
Well, I think our theory about maybe Agnes being involved is sort of true now, because obviously we kind of knew that like the townspeople knew what was kind of up, but now we definitely know that like she's totally in on it, because like the whole like, oh, do you want me to do that take again type thing, and her like witnessing the kids like growing up in front of her and like her not being phased at all and all that stuff. But that dude director of Sword that comes in and tries to instantly like make Wanda a terrorist, like he's pretty sus.
Mr. Dick.
Yeah. He's being pretty sus, because like he's trying to make Wanda like almost simplify her whole history, and then coming into the Avengers to make her the bad guy, and like doesn't want to like listen to anyone else's opinions about her. He's just like, she's the bad person, we're gonna blow her up, that's it. It's also really sus that like it was his department, his people that like had Vision's body to begin with, separated into multiple parts, searched, and for him to be like, oh, it's against Vision's wishes to have his body used as a weapon, and like she took him, and it's like, but you're the one possibly using him as a weapon, because you're the one researching him and like taking him apart. So him placing the blame now like onto Wanda, I think is trying to just misdirect. Because I don't know if like Sword is just shady, or if like he's an insider, like what narc or whatever, for whether it's AIM or whoever he's working with.
I don't think
to do all this crap to Wanda.
Sorry, because I don't think Sword is shady. I think it's just him.
He's really sus.
Yeah, he's sus.
So that was one of my main reactions about him, and him immediately going to like make Wanda out to be a villain and not considering anything else going on. And then also the fact of like, even when Vision and Wanda get into their fight, even Wanda even saying like, I don't even know how any of this happened, but like in the beginning, blah blah. So, like she wasn't even aware of what was going on in the beginning, which makes it seem even more plausible that like she just got sucked into this situation, and then like she just went along with it because she was happy with like the fake scenario she was in, so she wants to protect it because she's happy, but like she doesn't really know how she got there or like why she's there. She just wants to keep it the way it is. So those were like my takeaways. But
All right, Anthony.
I have more ideas, but I don't want to go on a whole thing. So you guys go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, we'll dive into you.
Yeah, no, I kind of want to chime off of what she's kind of said a little bit. It was interesting seeing the dialogue between him and like Monica and them like trying to figure out everything, and bringing up the story of where like she came from and kind of getting a little bit of like a background history. But the reason why I don't know if he has something to do with it or like she got placed there is because the scene where she comes out of the portal, which was fucking crazy because like what I mean, it was the first time where it seems like she really is in control and she's just like back the fuck off, like this is my world, like what I mean, like if you intervene, like I'm gonna fuck some shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
Yeah.
it was kind of cool to see. It was kind of cool to see like him thinking he had control and like having everybody aim their guns at her, and she literally flipped the switch and like controlled all their minds in like an instant, and it like kind of solidified just like how powerful she was or is, and like what I mean, like it was like the point where like you kind of look at her like, is she a villain or is she not a villain? Because when Monica like starts walking towards her, and like trying to get her to like understand or be like, well, you trusted me while I was in there, and it was kind of like she kind of deflected, was just like, I don't really give a fuck, like don't
Mm.
try to intervene or like it'll be a problem. So it looked like she's kind of like, it was more so to me like, yeah, she's in her happy place, and like the camera showing her like stealing Vision's body, and like recreating like his character. Now, how she like assembled him back together and then also like made him like a living thing again, like even though he doesn't, they mentioned that he doesn't even have the mind stone at all. So that was a part where like that stuck out to me because I know we were talking about a pieces of the mind stone being around somewhere, but then it also showed that like them saying that like there is no mind stone at all, like it's been like destroyed, kind of just says like, okay, well that has nothing to do with this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but
Well, I was wondering, like, 'cause I was reading like people's shit, and someone pointed out that like when Vision even says we used to be on the same like
Mine.
like the same mind, yeah, because like her powers came from the Mind Stone, and then he was obviously had the Mind Stone, so they were kind of the same like wavelength with each other at the time. And now there's this disconnect because obviously her emotions and stuff going on, but then also he doesn't have the Mind Stone anymore. If he was like quote unquote like brought back, I don't know if he's fully being puppeted by Wanda to come to be like fake alive and he's really just like a dead corpse floating around, or if he's just back to being like Jarvis-esque AI without like his own conscience of with the Mind Stone. Like I think maybe he's just this computer now that's like still kind of himself, but not really. So that's why he's not on the same level as her, because he's not really his true self. He's like this just basic computing like AI.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. Well,
but
it's like,
yeah, but that's funny because you could definitely spot that like there's the people that are being mind controlled by Wanda, and like how Vision tapped into the guy's mind at the office,
yeah, yeah. You're about to.
and
You're
he
actually
was,
taking about taking one of my points right there. I was about to talk about.
oh, go ahead, no, go ahead, go
No,
for it, no, go for it.
that's all good. No, like I think the biggest takeaway for me was that how when Monica said, "Well, after we send something that doesn't need to be changed or whatever," was before I go, was she implying the Vision? Because I mean, everybody else was like mind controlled, but he wasn't mind controlled. It was like, was that dumb that sent that message in that computer? If I'm mistaken or not.
I think that
That's what
message
I
coming through
was
the
questioning.
computer, I got the sense that that was like a message coming through from Sword, like them
That's what I'm
trying to
tell them,
reach
like,
out or like
yeah,
or like they intercepted that message. It
because it
wasn't
doesn't need to
like
be changed. Like a computer doesn't have to be really changed in some type of way. And from that's what I took away from that. But yeah, it was cool how he's able to go to the guy's mind, and the guy's like, what year is this? What's going on right now? She's in my head. You have to stop her. Oh, blah. And one of my questions was, okay, what memory does Vision have? Because that was one of my questions coming into this episode. And he's like, I don't remember anything before Westview. And that was my biggest takeaway from that right there, because clearly his mind was erased, but his mind was erased. Well, not mine. His memory was erased, but he still, has some control, like what's going on in that world right there. And that was kind of anticlimactic how they just both flew in the air, and I'm like, oh, you about to fight? Nothing happened. It was like, they were just couple arguing, which that which I didn't really take much from that at all. But you guys pretty much.
I was gonna say, with Vision like snapping that guy out for a split second, and that guy freaking out of like, oh, what time is it? Like, where am I? Blah blah. And she's in my head. He's playing the pronoun game of she, but he never says Wanda.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
I'm wondering if that's also like with town, but Wanda is just part of it, where she does have control of the like town and like what she could do, and she could leave and go now that she knows where she is. But like, I don't think she's the main one running it.
No. I agree with that, because
I agree with that too. Like, it makes it too easy to say she, including Wanda. Like, it's way too easy to say that. I think that's what they want us to think, honestly. But I think it does have something to do with Agnes in that. And also, the thing, my other question is when Wanda wanted the sword. First of all, bullshit that you guys had this. Mr. Dick said, oh, we got this thing this morning. Y'all had this now, this whole entire time. Like, y'all did not have this like early on. Like, I kind of refuse to believe that. I mean, he could be trying to tell the truth, but it's like, how did you not know you had this thing like for the longest time and not even bother telling her about before she goes into Westview? Like, I mean, that was pretty sus to me.
Wait,
and
sorry,
also,
what did you say? They had what?
They remember how they had the security footage of Wanda bringing us into
Oh,
this
yeah.
thing. He's like, oh, we just received this morning. I'm like, so you mean even tell me y'all had this? Like, y'all didn't like. He said it happened 9 days ago. He said, right?
Yeah, I still think that's crazy. Like, it could be true, but like you're telling me that like your team sat on that video for 9 days, and like you just recovered it. Like, reason why I feel like he's pretty sus right now, because it's like, why would you sit on that unless you were purposely trying to pin it on Wanda, though?
Yeah.
Like, for all you know, she went in there to break Vision out because she knew that they were like fucking with his body and like not treating him like a person, and it was using him for like weaponized reasons, and that's probably why she went in there to go get him out. And then now they're turning it into like.
I had a question as to what made her go in there, like what was going on right there, because like I said, I think all three of us and everyone that's watching the show, we all know that Wanda is a good person. We just don't know like what's the motive, what's been going on right now, because she kind of is the bad person, but technically she's not really a bad person. She's just what's going on, it's making it seem like she's the bad person in this show. But to your point though, like I said, Mr. Dick knew about this shit all along. Another question is that wasn't answered to me. It was like, how long was Monica in that world for? I think that still hasn't been answered. I still want to know like how long was she been gone? Like a day, hours, half a day? Like that really wasn't explained in that episode at all. I'm like,
well, how many time periods was she in?
Exactly.
Like how many but like how many episodes was she in? Because if it was 9 days, you'd have to think that like. So you'd think that like, you'd think that so far maybe it's like each day was a different episode and a different time period, and then like the days in between were like them creating this world and them like setting it up. So like you'd have to think maybe like each episode was like a separate day.
And speaking of times, obviously today this one was the 80s one. I thought it was a little bit funny how we saw baby pictures of Vision. I'm like, we all know this dude was never a baby.
Nightmare fuel.
That was still pretty fun to see. But this is just me. I feel as though this episode kind of showed homage to Full House, because Mary Kay and Olsen, her sister, her twin sisters, they started on Full House. So I feel as though maybe it was a bit of a homage, like, hey, this is how my sister started her career on Full House, so let's do a little bit of a homage to them. Despite Little Miss, the actress name that was like plagiarizing all that college shit. F her, but like other than that, though, they still paid homage to Full House. So I thought that was like pretty cool for them to do that.
Yeah, I think it was to me it was more so like Wonder Years and Full House. There
Yeah,
used to be a show back in the day called Wonder Years, but it's almost like I feel like each one is supposed to represent something for the episode. Like whatever episode, whatever TV shows it's relating to, it's basically trying to portray that in the show.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So, just like the wonder of, the wonder years because of how the kids are able to, change their age so fast. And they're able to like and that's one of the things that stood out to me was the kids like they're somewhat in control and know what's going on.
yeah,
Just like the kid like goes up to Wanda and says like, don't you know how to like fix the dead?
yeah, exactly, yeah,
And she looked at the kid like how do you know that? And it's weird because they never had those kind of conversations. Like, why would he know that? Like, she brought back Vision,
I have a
or that she
feeling that
has that control.
because I have a feeling because she like willed these kids into existence. Like they're not real kids that were being sucked into this world like the other people of the town were. And
mhm.
like Vision says like there's no other children in this town, only our kids. I think it's because she actually did like they are real because like she just
Monica
willed
said they're
them
real.
with some
Like,
power like the comics to yeah, so like she kind of like created them herself.
yeah,
And I think because they're real and she actually like created them and had actual kids that like they're not affected by whatever this bubble is. So like they see the shit for what it is. They're like, why is Vision dad out at work on a Saturday and you're trying to tell us it's Monday? Like, no, mom, you're crazy. Like, what the fuck?
we know
Mhm.
what's we ain't stupid. We know what's
um,
going on. We know what's going on.
so
Yeah, and she kind of throws herself as being she's a little bit of a hypocrite in
When you say
like
you
this
can't resurrect the
episode too.
dead,
Yeah, yeah, when she's talking to the kids, like, you can't resurrect the dead, and like you could tell, like it kind of hit home because she's just like, well, I'm kind of doing that myself, but I'm telling my children like you can't do that. And then she just had, got finished with, confronting them about leave her alone and like what she's doing is right and everything. Like it seemed like a lot in this episode is like trying to steer her that what you're doing is wrong. And even Vision, I kind of pointed out earlier that, even though like she may have brought him back, in a sense, like he's in control of his own mind. Even though like I think the way she controls him is by the actual love and passion that they have for each other. She doesn't have control over his mind like she does all the other characters.
he said
So
that
his
too.
intellectual yeah, so his intellectual mind is like figuring it all out. And it's just like there's something really wrong and what you're doing is wrong. And that the scene where they're like confronting each other where he's just like you need to stop this. Like it like set everything back in motion that like at the end of the day he's still a hero. And what he's saying is like no matter what you feel right now, like you need to kind of revert everything back to where it was.
Mm. Ooh,
And you know what I mean? Yeah.
actually, you know what? Remember how we said when like I know it's not a spoiler, but this definitely did it was shown in the trailer. You know how when Rachel said when Vision unlocked Norman's mind, we said you have to help me. She's in my mind, yada yada yada. We assumed that it was Agnes and not Wanda. I'm starting to cut back on that now because in the trailer, he did the same thing to Agnes. She's like, "Oh my god, am I dead?" And he's like, "No, why would you be?" Because she said, "Because you are." So now I'm thinking like maybe she was um directed to Wanda, maybe because you know what I mean. If Wanda was in, because Agnes is in control, how would she just say, "Hey, oh my god, am I dead?" Like I don't know. Like it mean, you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, I was talking about earlier about Agnes. There's
Mhm.
something about her, and then like yeah, like Rachel had pointed out how it didn't phase her. When Wanda like used her powers, or when the kids like, change age so fast. And then the way like she said, "Oh, like, do you want to take it from the top?"
She
That
looks
part was like
scared.
so weird. Yeah, it looks so weird
Yeah.
to me because like when Vision, I forgot what exactly Vision had said, but she was just like, oh, she was trying to go, um, give the kids a pacifier,
Like trying to make the kids
and
go to
he was
sleep.
stopping. Yeah, go to sleep, and he stopped her, and she kind of was like, oh, like she like looked at Wanda, kind of like, should we take that from the top because you want me to put the kids to sleep or you want me to take care of them? So it's weird because it's like, is she? It was like, was she in her mind like this is what you have to do, and then Vision, because Vision's not being controlled, try to stop that event. You
Interesting
know,
take. That's an interesting take on that. Like, if from the beginning he was all like saying, "What the hell is going on right now?" Don't you think that was weird, Wanda? What just happened? No, she's just trying to care for her. She's being a lovely neighbor. It's like, did you not see what I just saw just now? Like, she's she's really like she has to know that Vision is smart. Like I think Rich, you brought this up before. Is that how when you bring a Vision, how would you not try? How would you not try to clear his mind? Like, why would you make him smart? Because eventually he's gonna figure things out. I mean, maybe she couldn't do that. Like, I don't know.
Well, I was wondering like if Agnes was kind of behind this because like again, like Wanda didn't like she's like I don't control everything in this town. And especially at the very end when they show Quicksilver from X-Men coming in to be
Evan
like the
Peters.
recast of her brother, and she's like I didn't do that, and she looks terrified like who is this person,
Mm.
and she only realizes it's supposed to be her brother because he says long lost brother. So she's like I guess this is supposed to be him, but you could tell she's scared like who the hell is this.
Mm.
So I think maybe
what's your
she's not even the one who brought Vision back. Maybe it was Agnes who kind of brought him back in a weird recovered Jarvis file, like you were saying last time, like that his data was downloaded from Wakanda and stuff. Like maybe Vision was kind of brought back for her, just like she's trying to bring back her brother as a different person. But like Wanda didn't realize with Vision, like she might have stole his body, but like maybe she's not responsible for like bringing him back
Well,
like
also
to the dead, because
remember.
even with the kids and the dog, she's like I can't bring people back,
Mm,
and they're like well you did it with dad, and it's like well maybe she's not the one who actually brought Vision back.
mm. But also, I think this has not been talked about. It was when Monica woke up, it's like, what do you remember? AIM. Like, does anyone for me? It's like, okay, AIM has to be a part of this somehow because well, how that's the only thing that Monica remembers AIM. But Grant, I'm not sure how they're doing it though, because like they're to your point, they could have maybe brought back Vision somehow, like without the Mind Stone, because the AIM is pretty smart. Like AIM's like no, is no joke. So maybe AIM somehow brought back Vision. But this is the question. It's like, okay, how did Agnes get here? Like we still don't know her role just yet. Like I think each episode we're getting like we're kind of getting closer, but we're kind of getting not. But like I feel so each episode we just keep asking ourselves like a new question. Which I do like that. I do like how I have different questions each episode, but it's like at times I get more confused. I'm like, wait, what? Like I said, how did Quicksilver come back? Evan Peters, which by the way, there was rumors saying he was going to be on this show, and here he is right there. So I don't know if that. I mean, I guess that's the start of the whole X-Men coming into the whole MCU thing. But I mean, I thought it was cool to see him in there. I mean, what role is he going to
is
play?
weird.
It was weird. I think she was saying a cameo was going to be on this show, Elizabeth Olsen, and I think that's the cameo right there. But what role is he going to play? I don't know. Like he's there, but like what role is he going to play? And like I said to Rachel's point, she looks scared. I don't. Like I said, she can't bring back the dead. So I think that was possibly Agnes. Like I said, I don't know. It's like I said, we keep on asking ourselves more questions, and I think it was also funny in this episode is how you saw Agent Wu and Monica talk about how Wanda could have stopped Thanos if he didn't like bleep the world, and like Wu was like, well, Captain Marvel came close. So I thought that was a pretty funny moment right there.
No, but did you notice how Monica kind of was just like, we're not talking about Captain
The
Marvel.
Infinity Store, or just Captain Marvel in general.
Like when they were talking about her, and she was saying,
Yeah.
they were saying, well, Captain Marvel, came close. She was like, well, we're talking about Wanda. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, nah, like I don't
Yeah.
even want to talk about her.
Yeah.
So there's some kind of backstory of what something happened that she's just kind of like, I'm not really feeling her.
Man.
But but I also wanted to chime in on the Pietro scene. So um, I was kind of thrown back from it. Like, so when you're saying that she like looked a little worried and nervous. So for one thing, I know remember their conversation. They said that they needed to send something in there that was like already of that time period. Like, what if they reverted or sent something in that wasn't, of their time, and something like that she wouldn't expect to me. And like, I think they sent Pietro in. Now, where I feel as though this is all weird because the Pietro that died is a different actor, and in Ultron was a completely different character than the one that is portrayed in the show. The one that was inside this show was in Apocalypse, wasn't
Yeah, he was in X-Men, Days of Future Past for a little bit. Then he was part of the main cast in Apocalypse, and he was in the movie for a little bit in Dark Phoenix.
he? Okay. So then are they saying that all of those X-Men movies were before he died? Because he
Mm,
has the same clothes and outfit that he has inside those movies, like the same style.
mm.
And if you think about Days of Future Past, like they're all in that kind of time period that she's in right now.
Oh, God.
I don't know, because since it's like a different, like if we're going into the whole multiverse thing, it's like since it's like a separate universe, it like they could have happened around the same time period, but like it doesn't matter that much because like since it's such a totally different reality, it doesn't really have to line up.
That would be
Yeah,
that.
but that's where I'm a little confused. Like is Pietro alive or is it the one that died in Ultron?
So like, is this a completely different Pietro? Or is this Pietro like brought back from the dead, but instead we're using a different actor? Is that what you're trying to ask yourself right there?
Yeah, I can't put them together just because the one that played in Ultron was the guy that played Kick-Ass,
Kick-Ass, yeah,
right?
yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because they literally just grabbed Agnes or whoever. They literally just grabbed Quicksilver from the X-Men universe and plopped him into this one to replace her brother. So her brother's dead. They just took this other guy that's Quicksilver, plopped him in to replace him to try and make her happy and shut up. But it's like they just changed his name to me and like tricked this guy to be like, you're this guy now. Like you're this character. Like they probably brainwashed him like they did the other people to be like, you're her brother now, and this is your new like character. But I
Yeah.
think they literally just
Yeah,
grabbed him from the other
yeah.
universe.
Mm, that's so cool. It's so
it's
weird.
it's a lot. Now I'm just like, now I didn't think about that. Just I was like, shit. God dang it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the way I'm taking it
But
because especially when like you think how this is now going to tie into Spider-Man 3 with its multiverse going on with the other Spider-Man coming in, and then it's going to tie in probably with the Doctor Strange, his new show, the
No, not probably. It is. It
what's
is.
the title of it? Yeah.
mhm.
I
Multitude
I
of
mean,
Madness.
it's all work. Yeah, I feel like this show is basically just building up how it's going to carry over into Spider-Man and then carry over into Doctor Strange. So I feel like they're setting up this whole multiverse.
It is, man. Like I said, the continuation will be next year, and Doctor Strange. Wait, Spider-Man comes out the end of this year.
Yes, I think it's this show, then it's Spider-Man, and then Doctor Strange's show. So I think like with Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange's probably gonna come in at the end and be like, what the hell is happening with all these universes like colliding? and like transferring over, that he's gonna have to then in his show like try to fix and figure out like why it's happening. Like, and then I think we're gonna be introduced to like who the villain is for this next phase of Marvel.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. It could be Kang. Well, I mean, he's the villain for the Ant-Man movie. So, because I mean, I know we're like, I don't want to switch topics, but I think Kang, the villain for the next Ant-Man movie, he's a big villain. Like for me to hit for him to be in an Ant-Man movie, I feel that though that's too big for Ant-Man. But I think maybe it could tie into the other Marvel movies after that movie. So it could be him. It can be Galactus. I don't know. It's a lot to take in right now because to your point, yeah, Spider-Man comes out at the end of this year, but they said repeatedly that this show will directly connect to Doctor Strange. So I don't I mean you could be right when at the end of Spider-Man, Doctor Strange will come out of that movie and be like, hey, what the hell's going on? Then tie into his movie like actually a few months later. So it is a lot to think about right now, but I mean, I think your theory does sound like the best one so far out of my theory that I thought of.
And I don't know if I agree, but like when I was talking to Derek about it when we watched it, he was kind of thinking that the next villain that they're trying to set up with all this is MODOK, because like AIM is known for like creating him.
Mm-hmm.
So like I wonder if this is them, like he said, like this is maybe them starting research with this small town to see how they could control people,
Yeah.
and then they're somehow using Wanda with it to then maybe bring in or develop MODOK somehow. I don't know, but that's like his theory. I don't know. I don't really agree with it that much because I'm not seeing too much evidence to support it, other than AIM being known to be connected to MODOK. But like, I don't know.
Well, AIM is gonna have to reveal himself one way or the other because like I said Monica did say AIM, and also she also said I don't think this just talked about. She was also remembers would you say like grief or pain inside of Wanda or whatever? Because I mean I think deep down Wanda is hurting from doing all this because she felt that from Wanda. So just like I said, I think she does feel bad what's going on right now.
Was it just her saying that, or did the
I think Monica just said that when
was it
she
her just saying that, or didn't the guy who also, but didn't the guy who Vision like brain zapped for that split second, he also said he felt so much grief, like she's inside my head and I feel so much blank and blank. Like, didn't he say also grief and anger and stuff? Because like, but if he's playing the pronoun game and it could be about Agatha Agnes, like maybe she's doing this because she also has something going on that's like connected to why she's doing this with Wanda and like AIM.
But they showed Monica's like flashes, and it was all about Wanda, like
Hmm,
her pain.
yeah, she was crying. I
true.
saw I saw a tear in Wanda during those flashbacks.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mm.
So regardless though, I my this I'm not making a prediction, but I mean I truly believe that AIM is doing something. I don't know what it is, but they have some part in this, and then and then there's Agnes. But the question comes into mind for me is still, did somebody tell Wanda that she can create this world, or did she just figure it out all by herself? Because in the comic, I said this 1,000 times, she was told to do this by Pietro, by Quicksilver. In this show, excuse me, did someone tell her to create this world, or did she just somehow figure it out all on her own? Because she had to get orders from somebody. And that's why I said, I'm not trying to call her dumb, but like for her to realize that she should create this world on her own, somebody had to help her.
I think the word you're looking for is just ignorant or untrained, because like
There you
it's
go.
just that she was unaware that she could do it.
Yeah, yeah. That's a better word to use.
Yeah,
Yeah, untrained. I like that word. I
yeah,
don't want to call the girl dumb or anything like that. I
yeah,
take back
she was
what I
just caught
said.
untrained. I still think I still think it's the whole thing of someone already created it for her, put her there, and she's only defending it and now kind of taking control of it once she knows where she is, but like because she's just happy. I don't think it's because she actually created it herself. I don't know. Like I'm still on the fence of like that dynamic of like who created it versus who's in real control of it.
Yeah, who created? Because the one scientist girl talked about the hex, because it's in a hexagon shape, like you were talking about, Rachel. So I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. For her mentioning
It's the aim
calling it a
symbol.
hex.
The aim symbol is a hexagonal shape.
So that's pretty
It could be referring
interesting.
to the hexagon shape, but then it could also be referring to like hex, like a witch hex,
Like
to
a
be
witch.
almost like
That's also true. Let me see.
so
Yeah,
so it could be
yeah.
it could be playing on both.
I say hexagonal. I'm typing in like aim hexagon. Then again,
But I like how Monica is like she's really trying to kind of defend Wanda and saying like she's not completely gone.
yeah,
And saying that even though she's taken over like this town, like she could have done it with like thousands of people, but it's only like a few people in
no
this
one's dead.
town. Yeah, no one's dead, and like, yeah, is it bad that she's controlling people's mind and like it's almost like they're being tortured? Um, but she's saying that like it could be worse. Like she could be doing much worse than what she's doing right
And when
now.
she came out of her bubble to like basically tell him to fuck off, like she could have just immediately killed everybody if she wanted to. Like,
Exactly. And
Yeah,
she
and
didn't
I
point
think
the
it's the
guns
whole
at
point.
Monica either.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I
I
think
kind of want to.
it's just a typical point of a typical white old dude not understanding that women have feelings and they act on them, and she's not just a straight up terrorist.
Yeah,
Like,
like
um,
I wanted Agent Wood to be like, yo, she almost killed Thanos, right? She helped bring us back all together right now. So what do you mean by she's evil? Like without her, we still probably be dead right now. So Mr. Dick, honestly, I kind of low-key wanted them to shoot Mr. Dick. I'm like, please shoot him, please. I won't miss him. I won't. But if she were to kill him, that'll look bad on her part though. But like Loki, I was like, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him.
He was so scared. It was
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting because it's almost like the ignorant mind, like you were saying, ignorant mind. Like he just wants to kill her off because he knows how powerful she is, but she's really not. She's really not trying to harm anybody in a sense. And like and she comes out there and basically says, "Listen, I'm not doing anything to you, but this is what I can do to you if you don't leave me alone in my world that I have going on right now."
Yeah, motherfucker
But
wanted to shoot the missile at her when Maka didn't even know it was even armed. It's
yeah,
like, you are a dick.
so it is a play on like what Rachel was saying on like he is like very shady person. Like he has something to do with this because he's trying to kill her or he's trying to do stuff to her like so much in this episode that you're just like, yo, why are you like trying to like go to the extreme? Like she hasn't harmed anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you trying to like kill her and like take her out? Instead of like trying to help her.
It comes to another question is that now that she gave them the warning, what do the people outside do now? Like, what are they going to do? Like, try to save the people in there or continue on giving Vision messages? So like what's the role going to be at right now? Is Monica going to go back into TV? Because if she goes back into TV, she might not be the same person as she was back there. She still might be playing a part until somebody says something to like get her memory back. But if Wanda sees her again, she's gonna like send her away again. So it's like I don't know what role they have outside the what was supposed the hex now.
well, I
Her
think
memories are coming back.
in the trailer they showed they make some weird armored truck thing, like
Yeah, it's true.
she
Yeah,
was
I did
talking
see that.
about to try and figure out like, oh, if we build this thing, can we rush into the portal, blah blah blah. And they're like, well, we don't know how it's still gonna get affected by like the hex trance thing. So I think they're gonna try and like storm it. Like,
But how did they get that drone in there? The drone wasn't affected.
That's a good question.
Like the drone didn't look different.
Yeah, because they said, what if, since things that weren't from the time periods were changed to match the time period, that drone,
Oh, there
they
we
had
go.
to
Yeah.
dig it out of like an old locker because that was a drone from the time period, the 80s. So like it, since it already matched
Hmm.
the time
Okay,
period, it
that
didn't
makes
get
sense.
altered.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But then she, but
That's
then
what they
she,
said because
but then she realized though anyway that it wasn't a part of like her story.
I think
She,
it could have been better if like Mr. Dick didn't send the missile, because that's what kind of like messed everything. Because I think they were going to talk, but motherfucker wanted to shoot the missile. And by the way, Wanda's eyes look scary as hell, but it looked dope in that picture too.
it was so cool
It
because
was
it was
dope.
like it was a creepiness to it. Like you're like, yo,
Yeah,
she's
it's
about
like
to
I
fuck some
see
shit up,
you, I see you.
right?
Hmm.
It's almost like I thought she was gonna like do some mind control through it,
Yeah.
like and control her
mm,
mind, like stop tampering in my space.
The way how she was like carrying that plane or whatever, like she was like carrying a body or something.
I'm telling you, she's like so cool fucking looking. I swear. When she walked out of the portal, like and but then that's kind of cool because she had her Avenger suit on.
Yeah, she did. She did.
So it's that thing where you said like this whole hex like turns everything into that time period. So it works on her too. So it's like, is she the person that's making that happen, or is it whatever hex she's in just does that automatically to whatever's in that portal? Because she has time periods where she's like so involved in that time period and like so happy, and then she has like little moments where she's like, with the Pietro thing where like it's like, oh, like Pietro, like, my brother. It's like little small things that are in the outside world like get into her head, and like she doesn't like, she's not involved in like her time period. You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense.
I'm right there as I'm making these theories. I'm like, wait, I don't think I'm making any sense right now. But like, I see what you're saying. But it does sound confusing. But I see what you're
Mm.
saying. Because I'm right there with you. I say the same shit.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's like, we're thinking that like she's in complete control of everything somewhat, but it's almost she has like these little periods of time where it doesn't seem like she's in that much control.
This
Like
is
with the kids, like how she's so shocked about, certain things that they say or that they do, where she's like, well, I didn't make them say that, or I didn't make them do that.
she can't. It seems like she
I think
can't
that's why she's getting more and more scared though. Because like I think she didn't know how this started. Then she started to realize, oh, this isn't real, but I could control it and make myself happy. But now she's like getting scared this episode because she's realizing she doesn't have control because of the kids, because of Vision lashing back at her, because Agnes is like acting fishy and like doing weird shit. So I think she's getting more and more scared this episode because she's realizing I have no real control over this situation.
and it brings back to me for the X-Men days, because technically she's a mutant. Like she's the daughter of Magneto. And in the X-Men, what the X-Men
Mhm.
always preach about, controlling your powers. You can't, like, there are moments when they can't control their powers. Here is that perfect example of Wanda not being able to control her powers right here. Like I said, she's scared. She can easily, hurt somebody. I think, for all we know, this thing that she's in, I'm like, she might not be in control, but like, it's probably her only safe point of, not hurting anybody outside. Because if she goes outside, she's not gonna have any control of what goes on the outside world with her powers. Because clearly, they're unstable right now. Like, they might seem all cool at
And
first,
then,
but I think, what's up, Anthony?
I'm sorry. Then Monica saying her too that when she threw her out, she was protecting her too.
Monica did say that, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that she
Well, I
put
think
something
it's
around
more
her
of
to
like
protect her.
I think it's more that she's scared. It's not that her controls are not, I mean, her controls, it's not her powers that she's not able to control. She's not able to control the situation. She's not able to control the bubble that she's living in because she can't control the kids. She can't control Agnes. Like she's realizing she's not the one doing it and it's someone else is manipulating her world. and that's why she's scared. Because I think she could control her own powers fine. I think she's just scared she can't control what's around her anymore. Like she's realizing, oh, this isn't what I thought it was.
It's a lot to think about. Like, so then who do you think is also taking control then? Do you think it's Agnes? Do you think it's
I think it's
AIM?
Agnes.
I think it's Agnes. But at the same time, though, the comics that I read about her with Agnes, she really is not a bad person. She's a trainer for Wanda. So granted, comics and movies are not always the same. So maybe Agnes might be the bad person, but like I don't know, for a trainer for Wanda to become the villain, I don't know how I feel about that. But I mean, Marvel has a way of making me feel like, oh wow, it was a good job for you guys. I'm glad you guys went that route. So I'm not sure. I just don't want to. I hate seeing good people become the bad guy. Agnes is really a really good person. So, but like I
We
said,
never know with these movies because they don't do 100%, adaptation of the comics. Like you saw how they changed, obviously, Infinity War and Endgame compared to the comics. That wasn't really one-to-one, like
obviously,
representation.
obviously, yeah. But I don't know if Agnes was in control. It's like, would she look that scared though? I'm thinking she respond. But again, she is scared of Wanda. I mean, Wanda does kill her, so not in the comic, obviously not in the show. So I mean,
Yeah, the way she looked at Wanda when she was like, "Do you want to take that from the top?" She looked like she was looking at a boss. Like, okay, do you want to like do that over? Like, she looked like she was nervous.
yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if a villain would be that scared of. They said if she's in control, I don't know why she'd show a scared face. Because, like I said before in the trailer, Vision taps into Wanda's mind, not Wanda, Agnes's mind. She's like, "Oh my God, am I dead?" And Vision says, "Why? No, why would you be? Because you are. Because maybe he helped unlock her mind too." So I don't. She could be, but I'm just not really sure if she's really the villain behind all this.
I'm
And
also
which, by the
wondering
way,
if Agnes is somehow working with AIM to help create this for Wanda, with Wanda, whatever the situation is, it might also explain why like her weird bubble world is like being broadcasted on like wavelengths for TV, because maybe it's because AIM is actually streaming it be like, to themselves to like watch as is like this studies or like a security camera thing, and that's why they're like altering the footage and they're doing stuff. So I wonder if like that's maybe the route of it. I don't know. Like it's just weird how it's all being done.
it is weird.
Yeah,
But
it's weird how
what?
they're putting on like multiple TVs too in the station.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess they're all investigating it. I guess and trying to look into it, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Seems
tell you,
unnecessary.
tell you one thing. What Marvel needs to stop doing. They need to stop doing so many goddamn promos of the show because y'all like are starting to reveal a bit too much right now. Y'all need to chill with these promos because I'm getting a little bit of annoyed because, like I said, we saw that promo of Wanda and Vision flying. Look at everybody getting ready to fight, but like for me, it was kind of anticlimactic. It was like, oh, y'all just arguing like normal couples do. I'm thinking like, yo, if a big fight's about to happen, nah, they're just arguing. I was like, I was hyped for that shit right there.
But it's the turning point of it being her happy world into them fighting
Yeah,
because it was all roses and stuff like that before, and then now he's starting to figure stuff out, and now it's getting into that like you're past like the honeymoon stage. Now we're into like, all right, we're gonna get into the thick of things and what's happening and like what you're doing is wrong. And it's almost like she's like they're screaming back and forth because she's like, you don't understand that this doesn't exist. Like you don't exist
that's
a
what he
little bit.
said. That's what she said. That's when he asked, "What's out of Westview?" And she's like, "You don't want to know."
Hmm.
Because we did see in a promo him going towards, outside the portal. It's like if he walks out, does he just become like a dead corpse then?
Yeah, that's. Mm, mm.
And then also there was like a Halloween like promo, and we saw kids because he even said, "Why are there no kids?" So I guess now want like where did the kids come from then?
Yeah. He pointed
Well,
out the
just like
imperfections.
whoever brought, whether it was Agnes or whoever brought the other Quicksilver in to be her brother from the other universe, they're probably, well, shit, now we have to try and make her happy and make her forget again and make her like please so she stops looking into this. So like, let's bring the kids in and let's bring in more stuff to make it better. So it's like to make her kind of like shut up type of a thing.
Mm-hmm. That's a
Is
lot,
that
man.
what they're trying to do? Is that what they're trying to do? Like, is it really like a different universe of that Quicksilver compared to Pietro from Ultron?
I really think that's what they're doing because that's what they're going to do in Spider-Man and then the Doctor Strange show. Like they're using this to like, whether it's Agnes's powers being able to bring people from other universes in, because like why else? Well, think about it. Why would, if they were going to like replace her brother to like recast him, and they weren't trying to do the multiverse thing, they would have just picked some random actor just to like throw in there. They wouldn't purposely get the guy who played Quicksilver in X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Like they
Yeah,
could have
but
just
then
put any
but then
character in there.
wouldn't she say? Wouldn't she be like, "Who are you?" Even though he
I
said like,
think
"What's up, sis?" Like I would be like, "Yeah, you don't look like my sister, or you don't look like my brother. Like, who the fuck are you?"
I think because with Wanda, when she turns to Vision, she has like this scared look on her face. I think she's just playing along because she knows that someone else is in control of this TV world she's in. She doesn't know who. So she's like, I should probably play along because like I don't know if I like go against it, like what's going to happen. So I think she's just like kind of playing along until she figures out like what the hell's happening.
I think Vision's gonna
Yeah.
find out first before she finds out.
Oh, for sure. And
Because
I think
also
it.
think of it with Wanda herself. She tried to bring Vision back, but she needed like a body to puppet if she is puppeting him. But she doesn't have her brother's dead body, so she can't pretend he's back. And like if she misses him that much, why would she replace him unknowingly in her head with some random person for all she knows? Like I don't think Wanda herself would try to bring her brother back with a random dude. Like that would be weird. So I think
No.
it's someone else purposely doing it.
Mm. And I
Yeah,
said,
that's why I was like thrown off by it because I was just like, I want to like really feel connected to this scene right now, but I can't because it's not the Pietro that was her brother.
I think
But that's
fans
the
are,
point though.
yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I
I
get it.
think I just think fans are just happy to see Evan Peters. They're like, oh snap, X-Men, oh shit, it's coming sooner than later. I guess it's like I think it's just a little bit of a tease right now for what they're gonna give us later down the road. But to your point though, it's like, yeah, you're definitely not my brother. So like if they want to sit here and be like, oh, I'm happy to see you, when in reality, I'm not happy to see. I'm just like, yo, what the fuck's going on right now? So
Because
it's
when you
just
even
it's
see that thing, she opens the door and she's confused, and it's only when he says
Yeah.
the line of like, "Oh, my long lost brother," blah blah blah. Then she's like, "Pietro?" Like she has to question it, and like, and then he kind of goes like, "Yeah," and it's like, "Oh, this is who he's supposed to be. I'm gonna go along with it." Hugs him, and then looks back at Vision like, "What's happening?" Like,
yeah.
Is that what he did? He say "What's up, sis" before she said Pietro
I
because
think so. Then
he's
he
Well,
like,
was
"What's up,
he
like,
sis?"
"And
said,
a long lost brother like hug his sister" or something like that. So like
Mm,
he made it clear that like he was supposed to be her brother. And that's why she asked his
mhm,
name, because she was like, "Is it supposed to be you?" Because like she was like, "Who the hell are you?" when she first opened the door. So it's
mm,
like,
trying to trying to find that out right now. Looking at that right now.
that's, yeah, that's
right.
literally, he says something to that effect of like, "Oh, your
Mm,
brother can't give you a hug" or something. So like I think she's just playing along because she's like, I don't know what's happening, because this whole episode stuff happens that like she's not in control of, and she's
mm,
just like freaking out at this point.
So the all right. So
damn.
wait. So we think that she's wait. You don't think she's losing control? Yes. So what? I already forgot. Because I think she's losing control.
When I'm in control, I'm referring to her not being in control of what's happening around her. She thought it, not her power. She can control her powers fine.
Okay.
I'm saying she thought when she was starting to realize that she was in this fake world, that it wasn't real, and she was coming out of the daze, she was starting to control it, like fixing the hole in the wall and controlling, the rewinds in the show. Like, I think she
Mm,
was realizing, oh, I can control this, but I'm happy here, so I'm going to keep controlling it to keep myself happy, blah, blah, blah. but now she's realizing I'm not the one who's in control here. Someone else is manipulating this world I'm in, and it's not me. And then it's freaking her out because she's like, well, then if I'm not the one doing this, who's doing it to me? So like she's getting freaked out that she's not the one controlling this world
So,
as much as she thought she was, you know?
so I'm like,
But then that's interesting because then the people at Sword, they're looking into her, and you're thinking that Wanda's looking into, and Vision are thinking, well, not Vision, but Wanda is saying somebody else is in control here.
Yeah, that's why I think she's getting more scared because like she was getting like freaked out when like her kids were doing stuff in front of Agnes. Like even though Vision was more freaked out than she was, but she even kind of had like a weird like, oh, you're just gonna grow up all of a sudden, and like she was being like also that like I think that the dog died, and then she's being thrown off that like then her not brother shows up at the end because she even was saying when they were fighting like I'm not the one, I'm not controlling everything in this town. Like there's things that I'm not doing. And then the doorbell rings. And she's like, I didn't do that.
I didn't
So I
do
think
that.
she's getting more scared throughout the episode. She's realizing there's things that are happening that she's not doing herself. And then that's freaking her out.
And to answer my question, he did say long lost bro can't hug his sister. Then she says Pietro. Yeah, so she didn't say Pietro at first. So that answers that right there. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Like I just get more excited about each episode now. Like I get excited for Fridays now. It's like, is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? I'm like, oh, here just watching it before I go to work. And if I can't finish watching, I just watch it at work on my break. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. And it's been so far the highest rated episode right now that I've seen. Or at least everyone's favorite episode, at least.
Yeah, because it's like the first episode to actually like show more stuff going on. So
it was.
Like, and then there's also her coming out of that portal. It's like, okay, that's the Wanda I know.
Yeah, so, and I love that outfit, man. That outfit that she was in. So
but anyway,
well, no. Outfits and like I like the Avengers out, like the old Avengers outfit that she had on. Like, there's a dope outfit.
But it's like I like the episode to episode, like they are gradually picking up between being in that reality and also like seeing the people trying to figure it out. And it was a good way of them like including Monica at the very beginning and how she was being mind controlled, and then now she's on the outside. So now she's kind of like that person that can tell them, what she felt, like everything that's happening in there. And it's like you could start kind of putting those pieces together, through her.
I still want Hawkeye to make an appearance in the show because I just still feel as though like he still is like he's still a trainer for Wanda in my honest opinion because Rachel, I'm not sure if you were there when we talked about this, but I was saying that I remember on excuse me, Age of Ultron, he told Wanda and Pietro, hey, you guys are Avengers now, yada yada yada. And then 2016 in Civil War, he broke Wanda out, like, hey, you can't be saying her all the time. You're your own free person, yada yada. So I just feel still like he's like a trainer to Wanda. And I just feel so he should be in the show. Like not to make a full episode, but like maybe a cameo or something because he did help her in a way.
yeah, but he's off doing his own thing.
Yeah, no, I know.
But that that's funny. They're all out doing their own thing. So you got like this big huge issue with like one of the strongest Avengers, and you mean tell me you haven't brought anybody else over from the team?
That's how I feel in every Marvel movie. I'm like, oh, Iron Man's doing this all by himself. Where's Cap? Oh, Cap and the Winter Soldier. He's doing this by himself. Where's Iron Man? I asked that question about every Marvel movie almost pretty much. It's like, hey, where are you guys all when this happened before? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's funny as hell because it's like, all right, let us figure this out. Us common humans, let's try to figure out why this powerful being is inside of this portal or this area of like like that we really don't have any control over. But we're not gonna like try to get anybody from her team, like her people that like that she has grown like an attachment to come in here and try to see what's going on with her. Like we're just trying to figure this out on our own. So that makes me think that like yeah, they have like some kind of agenda of why they're trying to get to her.
Wait, so are the Accords still going on in this? From
I feel like that all kind of ended once like the snap happened because it was like almost everyone disappeared. So like, why would they still be having the Accords be a thing?
because I think they brought it up during that discussion when Mr. Dick was talking about that. It was somehow brought up, but I can't really seem to fully remember that. But no, yeah, I was just curious because yeah, why would you still have the Accords after everything that would just happen? But you never know. Like I, like you said, I think Mr. Dick is definitely trying to put the thing on Lana that she's a villain because I think he might be part of something. I don't know, possibly because he's definitely acting sus. I think we can all agree to that.
Or he's just a straight up asshole. Like when just try to pin the crime on somebody because they just want to look like, look, I solved the case. I'm the big tough guy. And it's like, no, you just pinned it on somebody.
Mhm.
Yeah, no one. You seem to be cool at first, but now we don't like you anymore.
Yeah, and it's also like what is like Shield's agenda compared to Sword's agenda?
Wait, also, no, I was trying about to think like
I think,
we
well, Sword is basically like Shield. It's just they do more with
galaxy
stuff
like
in outer
aliens and stuff like
space and
that.
galaxy stuff compared to
Mm.
like on world things, like on
Yeah,
Earth stuff.
because
Even though this is on Earth.
yeah, because Nick Fury was at Sword at the end of Homecoming, not Homecoming, no, Far From Home. So like there
Mm.
are aliens currently right now on the Earth right now because that was a fake Fury in Far From Home. So just saying. But I was just wondering when maybe Mr. Big is just a dick, but it's like, do you? Ah, no. I'm thinking to myself, was he lying when Maria Rambo said you're grounded, like you got to stay on here, you can't do anything else? Did she really say it? Or was he making up some shit? Is that a
I think it
thought?
just meant like she wasn't ready to go out to go do like space shit yet. She had to like stun her and do stuff.
Okay. So I'm just thinking way
That's
too
what he
ahead of
meant by
myself.
like grounded, like you have to stay on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just getting ahead of myself right here, but I think we have 4 episodes because I think it's going to be like 9 episodes, right? Yeah, I think it's only
Yeah,
I
so
think so.
so we're halfway there now. So I'm like, what are they going to
Yeah.
tie in these next 4 episodes? I don't know. And honestly, I'm at the point where I'm like, maybe I just stop guessing and just be like, I'm gonna just wait to like, oh, my question was answered finally. Because I feel the more questions I ask, I'm just gonna be like, fuck, I wasn't right about this.
Yeah, I think Pietro, like, it's going to be interesting to see, what his role is going to be on this next episode, like, and what things he's going to kind of reveal or bring out of Wanda, as the episode goes on.
Okay. Yeah, it is.
Because everything kind of in her mind has been about, Vision, her children, Pietro. Like everything else is kind of a distraction to me. So now that all of those pieces are with her now, like what is that? Is that going to satisfy her? Is that going to be the end result?
Like I said,
hmm.
something's gonna happen. As I said, something's gonna happen in the show that's gonna make her just freak out. Because she's gonna like, I think we can all agree that she is going to do something that's gonna fuck everything up. As it by her kids
I have a
dying,
feeling I have a
Vision.
feeling that like something's gonna happen. Like she comes to an agreement with Vision that like, yeah, this is messed up because maybe she finds out like something happens to an extent that like shocks her and she finds out who's actually doing something. And then like she wants to protect it though. So I don't know, because they have the thing in the trailer where it's like, well, let's protect our home. And it's like, I don't know, so she finds out who's actually behind it and then she still wants to protect it. But it's like I don't know. Again, it's like really weird, like who's actually behind it versus how much she's involved. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's a
Well, so
Yeah.
mess.
no, like I said, I'm happy that we're asking a lot of questions. I'm happy, it's just like I said this, we said this 1,000 times. It's a mystery show. It's not a typical action show. Like we're actually like we're taking our time and like, okay, we're accessing information, just be like, okay, this is really going on. This is what's going on, because Marvel's never been Marvel's never done mystery things. It's just been, like action, good story, surprise here or there. This one we're actually like really, really thinking like what is going on right now. And I think it's going well right now, because we're getting Wanda and Vision are getting more screen time. Like we're seeing how powerful Wanda is, because like first one in Age of Ultron, like she's got cool powers. Civil War, cool powers. Infinity War and Endgame, we saw how really powerful she can be. And in this show right here, it's like, yo, you better not want to fuck with her with Wanda, because she ain't the one. Because everyone said that Wanda's possibly the most powerful Avenger out there, and her against her and Captain Marvel, I want to pick Wanda between those two.
I mean, and then Monica also brought it up in the episode that, like, yeah, if it wasn't for Thanos using that, missile, like whatever tactic he did, like she would have destroyed him.
I know. I think
Like,
she's.
I think
I think she
Rachel
said
had said
bleep.
that.
I think she said bleep, or
Blips.
blips. Yeah. So it's like
Yeah,
in
Blitz. Yeah,
blip. So not an Endgame. It was an Infinity War she was referring to. But yeah, like I said,
Infinity. I'm sorry. Yeah.
yeah. But she could have easily destroyed him in Endgame too. Endgame too. Yeah, no, it was like another great discussion. I have to go out there and get ready to shovel, which can't wait to do that.
Yeah, you
So,
better hurry up for that
I
stuff
know, I know.
gets
I'm not
iced
better
up.
before it starts getting nighttime and shit like that, because it's already 4:44. But like I said, it's worth talking about this. It's worth talking about this with you guys. Like I said, just a lot of questions. We don't know what's gonna happen, so it's gonna go. I just hope I just hope they don't like. I'm not saying every episode's gotta be better than the last one, but like at least keep it consistent. Don't try to like fall off all of a sudden. I hope not.
Mm.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's getting better and better as the episodes go. If you
Like,
think about it, because every episode now we're like, oh, did you see that episode? That was crazy. This
yeah,
episode we're like, wow, did you see this episode? I think like it's building more and more momentum
yeah.
every episode.
I'm just happy to see Rachel's reaction after that episode. That's my biggest takeaway.
Well, I'm just happy to see too that like if they're using this show to tie in the whole multiverse thing with Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, I'm glad they fully planned this out versus like because initially when I heard the whole Spider-Man news with like all the different characters coming in from other movies, and I initially thought it was Sony trying to cash in on the popularity of Into the Spider-Verse and them trying to like copy it. But now to see that like it's actually being woven into like other different series, that it's actually like a bigger plan, I'm actually excited to now see how it plays out, and it's not just like a gimmick and try to like cash grab on the popularity.
Shit, cash grab, yeah, because that's what the whole society is right now, is cash grab.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna release it on a Blu-ray or a DVD. Because I wouldn't mind collecting it, honestly. I wouldn't.
Well, WandaVision.
Yeah, just keep it as collection. Wouldn't mind that.
No, it's a yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have any like last words before I head up out of here and start shoveling my ass off and freeze to death?
Mm-hmm.
No.
You better wear some layers, man.
Oh, you ain't gonna tell me twice about that. You already know I get cold. I wear a bunch of layers, man, during this time of the year. You ain't gotta tell me twice.
You got
Yeah.
snow boots.
Right.
Yeah, I got snow boots. I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I just gotta hurry up, shovel that, come back inside, take a shower, and bake and make my dip, and watch the game.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a
Yeah, but
fun game.
I appreciate being able to talk about these episodes though. Just because like I do appreciate like how they are taking like a different approach to a Marvel like hero and
Mhm.
two Marvel heroes and like making it into what they have. So yeah, I just hope that it keeps getting better. And like, you know, at the end of the day, like our predictions on like maybe somebody else is in control compared to just it being Wanda. I think it's gonna be pretty cool.
It might be something that we might not even see coming.
Never know.
Never know. All right then. All right then. I want to thank you guys for everyone for stopping by here. I want to thank you guys for like stopping by listening. And you know, Rachel and Anthony, it's always a pleasure. Hopefully we can get this going next Sunday. Which honestly, I also gotta give you guys a heads up. My work schedule is going to be a bit hectic next week, so not including weekends, but like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll be working double. So like, if we are going to do a recap of the next episode, it would have to be between like Saturday or Sunday. Because like I said, I want to do it both of you guys. I don't want to do it with anybody else. So hopefully, just if we can find a day where we know all of us are not busy.
Yeah, just let me know. I'm down.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, then, everyone. That's all mine. Y'all have a good night. You're on the East Coast. Be careful with the snow out there. And if you're watching the Super Bowl, go Chiefs. Can't stand Tom Brady. So, yeah. We're just like I don't even watch football, so I don't even care. I don't even care. All right, then, everyone. Y'all be safe. Take care.